20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks learns of this Trump, and then at 5:06 p.m. WTAE got this video from a guy who was just shooting there with his cell phone, and you can see the shooter walking outside the secure area. He's outside the fenced area, and he's scoping out that building. And the guy pans around a little bit, comes back again, and now he's just standing there outside the fence area. They knew this guy was sitting there on the roof, and nobody had gotten up there to do anything about him. And why did they?
Because we have millions and millions of people in our country that should...
Behind the president, and you can see they're waving for medical help to come, because that's where Corey Comparator was shot and killed at that point. You can't see anything there because he's her full video. I'll put a link to it in the video description below for you. So her simulation shows the first bullet hits Trump's ear, and then the spectator in the corner of the bleacher off to the right. Watch for the smoke behind the spectator in the corner. So you just heard the first 3 shots from the shooter. So let's hear it again in slow motion. By now, you've all probably seen this now famous photo of the bullet with the vapor trail passing by Donald Trump's head. Now, the folks at Point Consciousness showed us this nice diagram that shows just how close that bullet came to killing Donald Trump. Next, Amber from Asgen Industries shows us again on the 3D modeling the 8 shots from the shooter.
Take a look at what happened.
With all that gunfire, it's easy to understand how these spectators were injured, even though they were not the target, including the sole spectator who lost his life that day.
Secret Service snipers. The south side, they are now facing north towards the building.
I want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
And that's all they gave us. I hate it when videos end at the worst time. But here it shows the south counter sniper shooter team, and they're facing south to the right. And then sometime before the shooting, all of a sudden now they're facing north to the left. And these are the guys that I believe took out the shooter, because they had a clear line of sight to the roof that was not obstructed by that tree due to the angle. Once they got Trump secured, then the cops couldn't get over their own fence, so they had to ram it with a police car. And then all of a sudden, a whole bunch of cops are now trying to get out of the contained area. They actually had themselves sort of locked in there, unable to get out. So now they start pouring out in huge numbers, and they're running over there. Keep your eye on that guy with the ladder. You'll see him in a second there. And there's a Secret Service agent running alongside them as well. So they're all running over there. I don't know why these guys are kind of cowering over here. Some of them are trying to surround the building. Here, he just throws the ladder over a second fence outside the building there. And who knows whether they needed it or not. It could be the shooter was kind enough to set things up for them so they could just come right up there like he did. I see people positioning themselves against the tree there as a tripod. So hopefully more better quality videos will emerge as the investigation continues. The now famous shot taken by Evan Vucci of the Associated Press of Trump with his famous raised fist photograph. And guess what? Time magazine also decided to adopt it here for the cover of their next issue.